Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is April 11th, 2021. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, so let's get started. Looking at the Qs, again, we've been kind of just doing a brief overview here. We had the double bottom, breakout, the retest. Now we're retesting the highs. So the question is, are we up here and there's another higher low to be made? Or are we going to be more like this and then it's a very shallow pullback? I mean, both my scenarios had a pullback in them. I guess we could scream higher. But with all this gappiness in here, I think the more likely scenario is going to be some type of pullback, hopefully low volume into the moving average, and then the breakout. That would be my bullish scenario, is a low volume pullback right into the 23-day EMA, and then it breaks out. We could come back and retest this 300-ish level again. That's always a possibility. But right now, everything seems very healthy in the market. So I think the higher probability chance is a low volume pullback and then the breakout. If it does break out, then we would be really extended, and I would expect a retest of this level fairly quickly. All right, or even potentially a false breakout, which would be even worse. All right, so that's the scenarios for the Qs overall. Let's get into specific ideas. I have 32 and 3 short squeeze setups. Some of these you have seen before because they're still setting up. A lot of these are not, they need a little bit of time, but it's, stocks to watch, right? Things that we are looking at. So first one is Snap. So Snap pulled back like the rest of the market. It's now broken this downtrend line. It's starting to break out. You see the volume is coming in. Earnings season starts, this month. So just be careful. This is April 22nd, according to TradingView. So Snap looks pretty good as is. You may want to pull it, probably I would say right over this, now that we're here. Maybe it pulls back and makes, inverted head and shoulders. I don't know. We'll see. Moving on, SONO, SONO. Sonos is almost back to all-time highs. You got a little while till earnings. So it's just consolidating this big move going higher. You got the 23-day EMA starting to curl back up. It all looks pretty good. So if it could break out, above 43-ish, I think it looks real nice. GRWG, Grow Generation, in the cannabis space, it has this uptrend. Now we have this pullback or this consolidation. Here's the trend line. So break out above this trend line, and that could be a place to manage risk against. Pretty good, just recent volume coming in. The pullback was very low right there, so it's nice to see. WYNN, another reopening play. If you're going back just real deep, this was 2018. Here's the trend line. It broke above it, kind of retested here, and now is back above it again. We do have quick earnings in April, so beware of that. But again, here's the uptrend, consolidation. So if it could break out, move higher, that would be a good one. WYNN. 4, I was a little worried about it on this 100 level. It just is screaming higher, right? So it's extended. It may need to either go sideways or pull back. Again, earnings in May, so just be careful for that. But again, just gigantic high. I think the better scenario for this would be to make some kind of high handle here, or just kind of drift back over time, let the moving average catch up. So nothing I would enter right now, but definitely one I am watching. ORGO's next, and that is one we talked about last week. Again, this was the trend line I was watching. I never got involved in this one, but it has a nice accumulation right here, and it moved a lot higher, obviously. May 7th is earnings, so just be careful. This one has been nonstop higher and it's extended again. So just to be aware of, definitely one on my watch list though. NARI. So NARI is a neat name that kind of broke out here. Now it's consolidating again here, and something like that. I don't know. This was kind of a false breakout right here. It corrected. Now it's coming back to that level again. There is some supply probably in this area, so it would have to get above 119, and we do have a while until earnings. But again, great accumulation volume in this name, so it's definitely one I am interested in. New Fortress Energy. So this one went beautiful uptrend, great accumulation, literally went sideways the entire time. Fairly, see how loose it is here, and now it's starting to tighten up in here. That's real nice to see. Nice volume coming in after earnings. So we got a while until earnings, and so this one could break out above 57.5 or so. I think this one could be a nice long. We have enough time till earnings. Next up is pins. So pins is let's go there. Pins is moved up, kind of moved sideways, pulled back to this area, back into now this highs, and it's doing what you want it to do, right? It sold off in the morning, and now the buyer stepped in. So we need probably a few more days or even a drift lower on this one a little bit for it to get a powerful breakout scenario. It's extended from its moving average, but this right here, this candle, even though it was down 0.5% or so, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. Sell off in the morning, buyer step in the afternoon, support the stock. Love it. Next up, VUZI. Yeah, so VUZI, it had this nice tight consolidation, moved higher. I picked this area to manage risk against. It's done very, very well against that area. I think now it is back to an area that, just needs to kind of let the moving averages catch up at this point. I think the name is extremely strong, right? I mean, look at this type of accumulation volume coming in. It's great. Could it pull back even more? It could pull back. It could drift lower. I would love to see these low volume pullbacks right here. That's exactly what I want to see. I don't know if that's what we will see, but this one name looks very, very strong. I think this one could go much, much higher. SLQT, select quote. See if I can type that better. All right, so again, new IPO name. Kind of got a little sloppy in here, but you could say that this is an area to manage risk against. A little bit extended from its moving averages, so it did well this week. Big heavy pullback day right here, but still above the 23-day EMA, which is kind of nice to see. It's trending up, so let's see what it does. Chopped around in here. If it could break out above 32 and a quarter, you got some time until earnings. Looks pretty good. Would love to see it tighten up in here though, a little bit. Tighten up, create some kind of, I don't know, handle, whatever you want to call it, consolidation. Let the moving average catch up, and then the breakout. SLQT, Upstart, UPST, Upstart, which is a monster of a stock, and now it's consolidating its gains just really, really nicely. So I've been watching this average volume weighted average prices, one from the big gap, one from the high, and so now we're just kind of pinching between it, right? Love the way this one looks. Here comes the 23-day EMA right underneath it. This setup looks really, really nice, and again, look how volume came in again, supporting it. Love this name, UPST. Next up is LPRO, Open Lending. So newer IPO name, and it is big uptrend. Now it's moving sideways. Big update here, and look, see this pullback right here? That's what I want to see. Low volume, right? Here's your average volume. Even before this, the average volume was right around here, and it's underneath that. So you're seeing this low volume pullback and then boom, 23-day EMA, and it got supported. Higher volume came in, looks really good. It could still jump around. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's acting really healthy. So I do like this one. If it gets above, 42.50, I think that's a great entry right there. I got a while until earnings, so that's good too. So there's LPRO. Next up is FUTU. So FUTU Holdings, again, giant ups, right? I mean, look at that, from 39 to 200. Orderly pullback, and now it's trying to break out of this. We'll call this flag, right? Trying to break out. We have good volume, as it's moving up, and now it's making a little flag from this up right here. So we'll love to see this break to the upside. Don't know if it will. We'll find out. But it looks really, really, really good. And yeah, again, it's kind of just a basey type, maybe inverse head and shoulder ish look to it. FUTU, FUTU. I think fintech overall is going to be a very, very powerful. All of the names will be very powerful, as you can see with all my ideas. Here's VCEL. VCEL broke out of this gigantic consolidation or base or whatever you want to call it. But looking more recently, uptrend, good volume coming in right there. I mean, gigantic volume coming in. And it held this area, held the 23-day. It's still moving up. And so this is just making a sideways move. Everything looks really healthy. Managing risk, $60 if you're not involved in it already, $59.50 maybe. That would be a good spot, or unless it comes back down here, and then you could manage risk around 53.75-ish. Got a while until earnings, so that's good. But this one looks really good. It's VCEL, VCEL. Reopening plays again, jets. Again, a lot of airlines are looking good. Here is the ETF. I still like it. Contending with this particular area. So at this point, if you're not involved in it, let's wait for it to break out, because it tried to here. It got rejected. Okay. But you see the accumulation coming in. People want to be involved in the airlines right now. So as I'm more of a growth trader, but this is more of a momentum name. It's just a trade. I like it. If it breaks out, great. If it breaks down below the 23-day EMA, I'll be out. It's Jets, OSH, Oak Street Capital, Oak Street Health. Oak Street Health, very loose name in here, but it's hard to deny this accumulation going on. So it's one I really like. Would love to see it kind of tighten up, right? Here is, potential supply over here, up right above it. It may need to pull back. It may need to do something, just consolidate here. Again, just to tighten up a little bit. It's a little bit too loose for me, but it interests me, so I'm sharing it with you. TXG, 10x Genomics, got up to this important area. Decent accumulation going on. So again, if it could break out above, we'll call it 200, because there'll be a psychological level right here at 200. Probably needs to get above 200 for me to be really interested in this one. AXNX, modulation. Again, another name, a little bit loose, but the accumulation is undeniable right in here. And look at this. Now, this is actually really interests me right here. Look how tight this is getting. I think a really big move is coming in this name. Don't know which way it's going to be, but the prior trend is up, so we'll put the chance of this going higher is the higher probability. Again, very, very tight price action. That really interests me. Similar to this, then you had a couple of nice big up days after that. So this is definitely one to watch right here, if it fits what you like. Next up is going to be INMD. That's in mode. Had this kind of breakout, then had another consolidation, and now is trying to move higher again. Zooming in, great accumulation volume. Again, some tight days going on in here, which is really nice to see, and 23 days starting to catch up again. So this one looks really good. INMD. PLAB is next. And again, this is the area that has been prior resistance, and it hit that area again, and it's pulling back. But again, this is a pretty big up. It went from 1150 to 1350, right? So now it's got to pull back, let the moving average catch up, lower volume. It's doing everything right. Watch for the 23-day to catch up with it, and then to break out. Could happen this week, could happen next week. We have a while till earnings, which is nice, but definitely PLAB should be on the watch list. On, like a lot of things, just ran up real hot and heavy, and now it is coming back. This is the area that I would, it's coming back right into retesting the breakout. Right what you want to see, right? Here comes the moving average right above it, and right in this area, they could meet, they may not meet, and then it should bounce higher. Great place to manage risk against on semiconductors. Look really good. MGNX, MGNX. This is the area. Again, what interested me in this one is this giant update right here, and then sideways movement, right? Creating that new base, and it has given really not that much back. Good accumulation coming in here. So coming into the moving average. Watch for it now to kind of rip up here and break out like this. Nice place for early entry if you use the 23-day as your stop. All right, I got to go a little bit faster or I will run out of time. Green Plains, nice big breakout. Came back into moving average. Good risk rewards right there. That's GPRE. FLL, Full House Resorts. Again, nice accumulation volume coming in as it's trying to break out. Maybe a little bit extended, but just know where you want to manage risk against it. Calon Petroleum, big up, sideways movement. Lots of green bars here, nice accumulation. Now is underneath the 23 days, so not my favorite idea actually. ACLS, AXNX Technologies, again, good accumulation, nice big ups, and now it's coming back. Volume is a little steep there, so just be careful with this name. RADA, name I really like. This one shows massive accumulation after this update, broke this flag type pattern back into resistance. May need to move sideways a little bit here, but really strong looking name, RADA. Silvergate Capital, just giant ups, good accumulation, and this flag right at the top end, it's starting to get tight. This one should be on your radar. SI, KOPN. This one is KOPN Corp. Again, big ups. There's your flag. I like the pattern more than the accumulation, even though it's okay. But a good place to manage risk, lower price stock, but good volume. Let's see what we got here. ZIM, ZIM. Just new IPO, just screaming higher, a little bit too extended for me. So let's see it get tight, consolidate a little bit. But this one is a really hot momentum stock. HIMX, another chip name. This one, it's trying to break out of this area. It's making kind of a flag. Now it's trying to move higher. Already at earnings, looks beautiful. All right, so those were all my 32 names. Let's go to a few short squeeze names. Love already went this week. So now if you want to be involved in this one, hopefully you were. If not, hopefully, if it pulls back a little bit or consolidates, it may give you another entry, but it's LOVE. Other two more in this type of area. And it's a high short interest names. Here's SOLY, SOLY. This was the important area. It broke out, it consolidated, and still, I think, in a potentially viable range right here. It's having some issues. If it could break out above here, I think this one could really move higher. That's SOLY. It may need a little bit more time, though, but nice accumulation, high short interest, has all the makings for a short squeeze. And PUBM, PubMatic, new IPO name. It's trying, man. It's trying. Decent accumulation coming in. Good looking name here. Trying to move higher. High short interest. There you go. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment which one you liked below. It's been fun. Hopefully you have some good ideas. Good luck this week trading. Take care.